I think the big thing that we really did is we broke away from America. It was great. We were plugging into all their stuff, part of their Slack, doing the whole 9 yards. And then we kind of broke away and wanted to unify our group, because there was the dials were all one big thing. The Slack was all one big thing. And we got to a point where we had a couple more logos with us. And so we were like, let's link arms with our leaders and turn back around. Instead of us all looking up, let's turn back around and focus on our people. And then what we really tried to do is we wanted our leaders to be the biggest cheerleaders. And I just expressed it to the team as if you see someone make a layup, or if you see someone shoot a 3 or make a free throw, if you're a part of a basketball team, you're going to clap or cheer them on.
Right? It'd be weird if you're on the bench
you're not engaging. And so we really, really push engagement on sales. I think it's the most important part of this business is when somebody's fighting the fight, going through the trenches, battling the battle, and they make a sell, whether it's 200 or 3,000, they want to be loved on, because it took effort, time, and a lot of adversity probably. And so we were big on that and preaching it with our group. And then obviously as we grew, that was preached, turned back around and put into their group. And so when you go into our Slack channel, Vinny, you're going to see people, you're going to see 10, 12, 15, 16 comments on a sale, maybe a couple emoji likes, but that little comment, good work, great job. People want to be congratulated on their hard work and their effort. And so we identified that, and I was always a big teammate. And so when I was a part of Jordan's group, I rode Legacy Protectors like it was my last name. And I wanted to help him build his brand because that was my guy. And I also seen the vision that he was trying to create. So I was a really good teammate to all of his agents, cheering them on, helping them out. And then what I told my team is one thing Grady Paulson preached early was when you add value to the marketplace will return you with value in some way, shape, or form. We don't know what that's going to be. And so I was trying to be as active as I could in Slack. I was trying to be as active as I could in the Facebook group. I was trying to be as active as I could be in the text groups that I was a part of, because I just wanted to be a good teammate. And then I seen how that made people gravitate towards me. So I've in turn told people the same thing, Vinny. I'm like, the more value, the more you market yourself, you got to be your number one marketer. And I think it's super important too to keep humility about the failures and to share the failures, because that's usually where you relate with people the most. And what it did is it really gave me a lot of opportunity to help people who weren't necessarily my agents, but I used it as an opportunity to become a better trainer and a better leader and giving them advice, not maybe always the best advice in the world, but I used it as an opportunity to become better. And now I've turned around and preached to our leaders that you need to use every opportunity as a chance to become a better trainer. You need to use every opportunity to become a better teammate. And that's really trickled into the agency as we've scaled it in the last 4 or 5 months, and it's gotten bigger and bigger. And now people have that expectation that they're going to cheer on their teammates. And then we created our own group chat with our leaders, and then just holding people accountable, and calling people out when they're not doing something, or, you should why is there 2 comments on this post? We're better than that. And then we create our own Zoom and that or Zoom dials or whatever. And that really helped us, because now it was a tight knit group. It started with 5, 10 people, then it went to 10, 15. Now from 20 to 30 are consistently on there.
We started to notice a new agent started to unmute themselves because they were more comfortable with our core group, instead of getting on a dial team that has 100 agents that they've never seen their face before. If it's just our core group, they felt more comfortable to do the unmuting. And so I think that was a huge part of us getting separated. It wasn't that we were trying to we don't want to be a part of this. It was more of we just want to be more intimate with our group instead of all these other distractions from our team.
You know what, I actually really, really like what you guys shared about that, because I think so many times, like, people are like always like, here's the one thing that I keep hearing is like, you're trying to make a difference. Like, you're trying to make a difference with being a teammate, and then you're trying to make a difference for your own team. And I think that sometimes people come in and they're like, or they're here a while and they're waiting for someone else to make that difference for them, or they're expecting someone else to step up to the plate to help them out. And what you guys identified, as soon as you guys were like, wait, hold on, let's step away from America and let's create something for ourselves, you identified that you guys were leaders. You saw it in yourself, and you guys stepped up to the plate to make that happen for your team. And I think that that's super critical when you're building a business and you're creating team camaraderie and you're creating that team, because that confidence, that passion that you guys exuberate, the way that you give to your team, only it shows from you guys leading from the front. And I think that that's extremely important and powerful.
Yeah, it is crucial, I think. And the thing is, when you join a team, every team member plays a role, whether you're brand new or you're a veteran in the group, but like, you have to figure out what that role is. But if you just keep yourself out on an island and you don't participate in team activities, you don't participate in team communication, then you're just really putting yourself on an island and putting yourself at a disadvantage. Yeah. And a big thing too that I always tell my people is like, look, I think I'm good. I don't think I'm great. There's a ton of people in this company that are great. And so my business changed when I only quit talking to Jordan Lowry, and I started talking to Rob Richmond, and I started talking to Jesse Parley, and I started talking to Brandon Kitchens. And so I'm like, look, I want to talk to you and help you, but you're only going to be as good as my opinion. And my opinion is my opinion and my perspective. So like, go find someone else to talk to. Go reach out to somebody else. So challenging people to put 2 to 3, 4 people in their corner besides myself or besides Mikala, I think has also helped duplication, because this is the thing for all you that are on this call. Like, if you only talk to Vinny and Rachel, you're only going to be as good as Vinny and Rachel. Or if you only talk to Cindy and Jason, you're only going to be as good as Cindy and Jason. So it's like, and they're good. But if you want to become great, you need to keep surrounding yourself with excellence, like Dave Anderson says. And the more people that you're around, the better you're going to become. And you're going to start speaking a lot of their language as well, because you're hearing them and you're talking to them. And it's not that the big thing is like, it's 5 to 10 minutes, quick 5-10 minutes. I just want you to run through something. I like your style, what you're doing. I like the way you approach the business. I like how you do this, and just pick someone's brain apart. Don't take up their whole night or, an hour of their time. Just take 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you'd be surprised, like, the people who will take your phone call and help you out, because that's just the culture that Epiphone's built.
We did challenge like a lot of our agents at convention. We were like, make a list of 5 people, just minimum 5 people that you've watched on YouTube or that you've connected with or you saw on stage, and you're like, I want to talk to them. I like their energy, or I relate to them, and go ask them like how they overcome an objection or something you're struggling with. And that really helped out a lot of our agents. And then we would obviously hold them accountable and ask, like, so who'd you talk to? Who are the 5 people that you reached out to? And what did you get out of it? And everyone was super, like, that was so helpful to get someone else's perspective. So
I love that.
I personally love that as well. Sorry to cut you off, Rachel, but the reason why I love that so much is because Rachel, when she first started, she had no sales experience, no business experience, literally had like decided that college was a business. I'm done with it. I'm going to take insurance sales like college, right? And her and I talk about that all the time, because we recruit people into this business and they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college to get marginalized by some public corporation that's not going to care about them. They don't really want to see them achieve true financial freedom, and they're going to be marginalized by a 401k when they turn 65, and they're going to have a rough retirement. So Rachel's like, screw that. That's not the American dream. I'm going to take insurance sales serious enough to create it like a career. So to acknowledge what you guys are saying, that's when she reached out to everyone. And Vernice, what was her name? I took notes. It was Vernice Fly Girl Amore, the first African-American fighter jet pilot. I mean, she has a shirt, closed mouths don't get fed. It's a funny, corny thing. And Rachel used to say it to me, she's one of 8. She comes from a big religious family. but it makes sense, you guys. Everyone on this call, Gage, Mikala, like we didn't start with like 20 years of business and entrepreneurial experience. What we did is we were open to the realm of all possibilities. We put our pride and ego aside and we wanted to learn and we wanted to grow. And when you have an abundance mindset and you can reach out to people that you look up to and you're like, you know, edify them, hey, I look up to you so much. You're the #1 producer at FFL. I watch everything that you do. I would love to get on the phone with you for 2 minutes, 3 minutes and just ask you a couple questions if you're comfortable with that. I work with FFL Unteamed, or I work with FFL Financial Freedom, or I work with this. And be like, oh wait, I know that agency. Yeah, let me hop on. I'd be more than happy to, you know, give you a couple minutes. And it's that mindset that we all have to continue to embody to be successful. And I appreciate you guys shining a light on that. I would assume that we all kind of embody that to a degree, or we wouldn't be an independent contractor sales. But it's good to focus on that moving forward, because I think that that's the true catalyst to achieve our full potential, right? Because sometimes the biggest person that gets in our way is ourselves. And the first step is identifying that and moving forward. So I just wanted to touch on that, Rachel. I know I cut you off, but you really inspired me in the whole idea of self-education, right? Like self-taught education is how you achieve true financial freedom. It's not by going to school and doing the bare minimum of what the teacher's saying. It's about becoming obsessed with something, becoming passionate about something, and owning it from a personal accountability standpoint. So I just love that you guys promote your team to do that as leaders. I think that that's amazing leadership. And I think as we continue to get uncomfortable and we continue to pursue that idea of becoming one day better, it allows us to really stack the chips in our favor, acknowledging that life is a game of decisions. So I don't want to get too passionate, but I really agree with that 100%. I think that that's an amazing thought process. And I think truly that's the only way to become successful, is to surround yourself with people that are much more successful than you are. So I think that if there's nothing else, that's something that everyone on this call should definitely get. But Rach, what were you going to say? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you said everything I needed to say.
Oh, okay. I knew you were going to do that. Here you go.
He's so sweet.